Hey beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Lindsey, and if you can tell by the title by now, we'll be making this headband wig. Now I've been seeing these everywhere and I decided to just do it myself. So for this look, you're gonna need a hot glue gun, you're going to need the headband, of course, you're gonna need some wig caps, and of course you're gonna need the hair. And for me, well, this is optional. You're gonna need a bra. Yes, you heard me correctly, a bra, the thing you use and hold up your breasts. Yes, we're gonna use an old bra and we're gonna repurpose it for this look. Alright guys, so I'm gonna take 2 wig caps and put on Cynthia. Cynthia is my mannequin head. Yes, that's her name. And just side note, I personally don't like to use wig caps anytime I'm doing any type of wig. I prefer to use dome caps because they're thicker, especially when it comes on to glue. I feel as though the dome caps don't allow the glue to like soak through, but I couldn't find any dome caps anywhere and that's what I had, so I just used it. So after I'm done putting the wig caps on Cynthia, I'm gonna grab my headband, the first one, because I used 2 headbands for this look, and I'm gonna cut it. Now I realized after cutting it that it was a little bit too short, so I went ahead and I grabbed my second headband and I cut that one as well. And then when I finished cutting the 2 of them, I went ahead and I stitched the 2 of those headbands together. Now honestly, when I was finished, I realized even though it seemed too short for me, it really didn't matter, you know, based on what we're gonna do at the end. But hey, this is my first time making a headband wig, so now that I see my mistakes, I can definitely correct it if or when I'm gonna do this for another time. Okay, so right here I'm just gonna grab some pins, like hair pins. I don't know where my wig pins, my T-pins are, so you know, who turn around make fashion. And I just positioned the headband to where I think it's gonna go, you know, like when you position a closure before you make the wig, the same idea. And I kind of pulled the headband a bit below where the wig line is, if that makes sense. So now that I have an idea where the headband is and where it will go, and just have an idea of how it will like fit my head, I can go in now and start adding the hair. So the hair I'll be using is some old curly human like hair that I found lying around the place. I washed it, let it dry, and I'm just gonna go ahead and use it, you know, say when I waste things over here. So I started by measuring out where I wanted the hair to start and stop. Now this was, as I said, this was my first time guys doing this, so I did make a mistake here, but we did correct it. So when I'm done like measuring out the hair and I cut in how much I want, I'm gonna take my hot glue gun and, you know, put the glue on the cap, because for me I find this way less messier than putting the hair on the track. Been there, done that. So you know the drill. Put the glue on the cap and it dries pretty quickly, so I hurry up and I take my hurry up and I go section by section with the track. I don't know, I'm getting so tongue-tied today, maybe I'm just tired. And then just put the hair all along until I get the entire track attached to the wig cap. So I'm just gonna repeat those steps until I reach about the middle of the mannequin head. So now that I'm at the middle, I'm just gonna kind of bend the track a little bit in kind of like a slight upside down C fashion. Because remember, when you have, just think about when you have your hair in like a headband, how it kind of has that blown back type of look. That's what I tried to keep in mind. So well, this is just some little old pieces I decided to just fill up the middle. Like, I'm not even going to lie to you guys, I just space filler. But when I was done with the space fillers, I went ahead and I used the hair in like kind of like that upside down. See, I'm showing you C motion that I'm doing, because I just had that, like, when I wear my hair in a headband, it just kind of has that combed back look. So that's what I was trying to achieve. Don't kill me if I didn't achieve it. This was my first time, as I said, doing this type of wig, so we're all learning together.
Maybe I thought you'd take my side, no way though, you never think it through. One more round, I'm not going down tonight. Baby, you're worth the fight. Baby, you're worth the fight.
Oh, one thing, beautiful people, when I reached the end of the track, I kind of tuck it under the headband, because remember at the end we're gonna be pulling the headband over the track, so I just kind of tuck it under just a little bit, because we want to hide the tracks. So now that we've gotten to the top, I'm just gonna grab some tracks and just apply them straight across until I close the gap.
What are you saying? Not the time or the place, baby, it's not right. It's not right, no. Going insane. Got a problem to fix, can we face it tonight? Face it tonight, oh, no way.
So now that we're done, any leftover hair that I have, I'm just gonna go back into the middle of the mannequin head and just fill in any gaps or empty spaces, because I know I had some gaps. Because what I do is when I start filling in tracks from the bottom up, I space them out more to the back, and then I try to bring them closer to the top, because I mean, it's a head back, nobody really going to see a head back anyway, so but since I had a little extra hair, anything in like the middle upper half of the head, I just try to fill in those spaces. When I was finished with all the hair and I tried to put the headband over, this is where I realized I messed up big time, because I was like, Lindsay, when you pull back the headband, you don't want it to go over the hair. That's going to look bulky. So I was like, what am I gonna do? So what I started out by doing is pulling up the headband, because remember earlier we had brought the headband down a little bit over the wig line. So I started pulling up the headband, using it to cover the tracks first, and then I started to correct my mistakes. So how I did that, I just pulled the tracks that are to the sides and like maybe the bottom half of the head that would be covered by the headband. I just peeled them off, completely peeled them off. Some of them maybe I left them in the middle just to maintain some body in the hair, and some of them I just peeled right off, and I left that space completely bare because I didn't want that too bulky, and I had to keep in mind I was going for that like headband look. And that's all we did. So remember guys, to every problem there is a solution. Don't panic, just breathe, keep calm, and go again. You'll get the solution.
Baby, you're worth the fight. Baby, you're worth the fight.
So now I'm just going to start stitching the headband onto the hair. So after I cover the tracks, that same space that I used to cover the tracks, I'm just gonna stitch the top of the headband, and I'm going to be stitching the bottom layer of the headband because I don't want the threading to be seen on the top, because that would kind of defeat the look. So I just went ahead and stitched around the perimeter of the headband. Well, I stitched to about, maybe I kind of judged it and went to about where I think my ear would have been, and then wherever I stopped, where I think my ear would have been, I reinforced it. And then when I'm done stitching it, I'm going to be cutting that wig cap out from under the bottom. So now we're just gonna cut the whole perimeter of that excess wig cap, because it was really necessary. I mean, I guess you could keep no, cut it off. For me personally, my head would have hurt, and I mean, this headband alone on my head in this heat, yeah, that's enough for me. So I cut that cap off.
Maybe I can't let go. Maybe I thought you'd take my side, no way though.
I went ahead and added 2 wig clips under the cap, which I probably won't use, but I still added them under the cap towards the front. You don't want the clasp. This is one way you can wear it. You can just tie it at the back, and I'm sure it will be adjustable to anybody's head just fine. But I decided to go ahead and use a bra and do a kind of, because I didn't have any Velcro, so I decided to use the clasps at the back of the bra and kind of make a makeshift bootleg type of thing. So I'm just gonna cut those off, and then sew it onto the back of the headband. So first I just used a concealer pen or anything after I cut them off, and just kind of marked where on the headband I wanted to stitch and I wanted them to stay. So when I did that, I just attached the bigger side to the outer part and the smaller clamp to the inner part, and just testing it out to see how it would be clamped to the back of my head. There I am. Okay guys, so for the hair itself, I just spread it with some water and used some mousse on it and left it overnight, and that's how the curls came out. So I'm just showing you how the bra clasps look at the back, how I stitched it. Just regular stitching. I didn't do anything fancy. So now that's what I'm saying with the headband itself. It was a little bit too long, as I said earlier. I did realize, so I just went ahead and I just cut the excess off. So that's me showing you how I cut the excess off. So it just made it easier to, you know, clamp it and just make it adjustable without having any excess strap. Now you can leave the excess on if you want to do it the other way that I showed you, which is to just kind of tie it at the back, which I think would be pretty easy for a lot of people, especially if you're not comfortable with stitching. So now I did my edges, and I also have my hair in some straight back cornrows, nothing crazy, and I'm just gonna go ahead and apply the wig. I don't have a wig cap. Oh well, I'm still gonna wear it. And as I said, I didn't use the wig combs. I don't really use wig combs, period, but with or without them, you know, they're just there for style for me, I guess. And I'm just gonna go ahead and clasp it at the back. Now this did fit pretty, like, it was a pretty good size for my head, so I would definitely suggest you make sure before you make any type of wig, you make sure your mannequin head is your correct size. So this is me just clasping at the back. It felt kind of different, you know, clasping it something to the back of my head, but hey, it works. So I'm gonna show you how it looks at the back. Oh no, I missed one. Oh well, it stayed on my head and it was pretty secure. The only thing I do wish is that I had a black bra so it could blend in better, but I didn't have any old black ones, so I just used any old bra that I found, and it's at the back of my head. So, and this hair is pretty big, but whether or not the hair was big, you know, nobody would see it, so I think we'll be okay.
It's gonna be face tonight, face it tonight. Oh, no way though. Maybe.
So now I'm just gonna go in with my scissors and just cut off any excess ends, any extra frizz or any like loose ends, and just, you know, until I'm satisfied, and just continue playing with the hair. And this is our final look, guys. This hair I really do like this whole headband concept. I don't have to worry about any lace lifting, frontal lifting, and I'm telling you, with this heat, lace and me would not survive. And this is like the perfect grab and go when I have my hair in some big old braids, big old plaits. Perfect grab and go. Your man a call you on FaceTime or something, you want a wig, grab this. Them having a Zoom meeting and your hair no do, grab this. You're going to the supermarket and you don't know who you may run into, grab this. Perfect concept. Alright guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you. Now this is how it looks with just the headband that came on the wig itself. So I'm gonna show you how it looks with just some other headbands that I had around the place.
Why are you playing? No rhyme or reason, no, it's not fair. It's not fair, no. You said you were staying through the winter season, but you're not there.
So I found one of my scarves, and then I'm just gonna tie it over where the headband is. Now use any scarf, any other headband that you may have online around the house. You can use any piece of old cloth. I used it as a scarf. Nobody will know.
Not going down tonight. Baby, you're worth the fight.
And I just tied the front of the scarf just to give it a slightly different look, you know, kind of just something different. And then I went in with my trusty satin scarf, which I'm sure you guys are familiar with by now, and tied the front, just, you know, I don't know, I guess follicle color. Alright guys, so thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel. Let's grow the family, and follow me on all socials at __Lindsey Beth. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Till next time, bye guys.